You've got to be different and have options if you want to sell lots of luxury sports utes in today's marketplace, and Mercedes knows it. They've got big utes, little utes, rugged utes, extra sporty utes, and even utes that are a little bit like a coupe, like this one, the new GLE. Designed for a shopper after something that stands out and turns heads, this model from Benz's latest batch of crossovers is sold alongside the regular GLE, which looks like this, but turns the dial up on styling and individuality by offering a coupe version of a standard sports ute. That's coupe with 4 doors and a low and swoopy roofline, but a coupe that sits high off the ground. Elegant lines and sculpting say luxury car, but the rugged and wide stance say capability. And it's gracefully styled, but hulking and imposing, and capped with a face that'll clear the fast lane in a hurry. Camera guy James says it looks like a souped-up Honda Cross Tour. I think it looks like a turtle. And in any case, there's almost nothing like it on the road, except for maybe this BMW X6, which helped pioneer the SUV coupe scene some years back. BMW sold heaps of these, and Benz wants in on the action. The tested GLE 350d Coupe got a 3-liter turbo diesel V6, good for 249 horsepower and a locomotive-like 457 pounds of clean diesel torque. All of that, plus the 4Matic 4-wheel drive system, gives drivers pleasing and effortless performance, confident traction, and a package that's surprisingly easy on fuel. Look at this big cargo hold. The floor is high and there's a lip at the back, so the family dog won't be jumping in and out, but there is space galore, and even more when the seats fold down flat. The rear seats flip and tumble and fold for extra space, and there's surprisingly good headroom in back because the roof doesn't slope down until just behind where your head goes. This is a very roomy machine for your people, gear, or almost any combination of the two. Up front, it's typical Mercedes design for the driving environment: rich leather, metallic and gloss accents, intersecting lines and panels rich with detail and set off with miles of stitching. It's all finished beautifully, right down to the last detail, and it's equal parts upscale luxury and modern high tech. Alright, so the getting in and out and the driving position are a little bit funny. You hop up inside like a truck, but then you're sitting low in the vehicle and simultaneously up close to the roof like in a coupe. The cabin surrounds you the way a car's cabin does, and the outward sight lines are fairly limited like in a sports car, but you're towering above the road like in a big SUV. It's all a little awkward at first, but you get used to it, and what really hits hardest in here is the overall design and trimming of this cabin. You've got a cockpit here that fully pulls its weight towards the lofty price tag. The central command system uses a control dial and a trackpad for manipulation of hundreds of on-screen commands with just a few millimeters of fingertip movement. Heated and chilled cup holders keep your luxury coffee from going cold or your Slurpee from melting while you feast your eardrums on the megawatt Harman Kardon stereo. Helping you keep safe, there's an array of hazard detection tech, including alerts for imminent forward collisions, accidental lane departures, and the like. There's even a system that makes slight steering adjustments to keep you centered between the lines. Mercedes has set all of these features up to feel fine-tuned and work with precision and consistency. This 360-degree camera system is the best I've ever seen. The high-res images stitched together seamlessly, and great for parking lots, but also off-road settings where you can watch for obstacles that you might not want to run over, all without leaning out the window like a sucker. And you can take this off-road too. A simple button tap lifts the body up for heaps of clearance. The steering is one finger easy, making it less stressful to navigate and maneuver this behemoth in tight quarters. And with all that low-end torque, it'll climb up just about anything with a glance at the throttle. The 4-wheel drive system is very smart and almost never spins a wheel needlessly, even if it's off the ground. There's even a clever off-road display to keep an eye on your inclination, steering angle, and the like. Now, you probably won't take your GLE off-road, but it's nice to know that you could with confidence to spare. And on the highway, well, the GLE rides like it looks like it rides. Big, stable, secure, and largely locked on. It's not big and squishy like a giant Lexus or Cadillac, and you should avoid these 21-inch wheels unless you live somewhere without any potholes. They look great, but diminish ride quality on rough surfaces. On smooth ones, it's largely comfortable, but definitely on the stiffer side. I did wish the steering and suspension were better matched to one another on the highway. In comfort mode, the steering is too quick and light and the shocks are too soft, so steering inputs tend to startle the GLE or make it lurch around. You can play with the settings of both systems to set it up how you like. Other notes, these LED headlights are excellent. Bright, thick, and vivid white light far up the road means more safety, less straining to see details, and many more hours of nighttime driving before your eyes get tired. And I should also note that you should get this diesel engine, which is standard equipment. There's also a 3-liter twin-turbo gasoline V6 and a fire-breathing twin-turbo V8 in the hot rod GLE 63 AMG with 577 horsepower, but that'll just land you in jail. With the diesel, you get very quiet and very smooth operation, heaps of effortless power, and fuel mileage on my watch landed at just 11.2 liters per 100 clicks, a figure I typically expect from a much smaller and less powerful crossover. So let's sum up this rolling bit of high-efficiency luxury sport ute styling statement. You'll like the looks, surprisingly flexible and spacious cabin, the long list of gadgets, the premium finish and materials right down to the last detail, and the off-road capability too. With the diesel engine, you'll also love the smooth, refined, and torque-rich performance and the highly manageable fuel bill. You may wish for better outward sight lines. Headroom tightens up very quickly if you're north of about 5'10", and the step-in height and cargo load height are a touch higher than some will like for truly easy access. Ultimately, this is a rolling styling statement to be sure, but also happens to work really well as a sports ute, and one that's fantastic on fuel and surprisingly good in challenging driving conditions. With about 12,000 in add-on options, our tester came in around 85. Thanks for watching.